If I had to tell somebody what a college class is like, I would probably compare it to maybe a movie rental store. If you go into a movie rental store, you've got your different categories. You've got comedy, you've got action, adventure, drama, documentaries, historical perspectives, and your college classrooms can be that very same thing. Sometimes in the same course. If you've got a teacher who tries to mix it up, you might be doing something fun one day, and then you might have a day that's mostly background, historical information, and then one day you might be doing something where you're up and about, moving around the whole time like an action movie. So I think that's one way you could think of college classrooms.
It can be a lot of different things. A lot of times it's based on the instructor. It can be anything from going in and you have the sage on the stage where they're lecturing, you're taking notes. There's 100 people in the class and they don't really get to know you that well. And you can also have a smaller class where the instructor is very interactive, a lot of discussion. So it really depends on the teaching style of the instructor, and that's another important thing to think of when you're choosing classes is what is your learning style, how can you interact with the instructor.
There are, I think, some commonalities. I think, one, the expectation that people will be responsible for their own work. And there's guidance available if you ask for it, but generally people are not going to be as intrusive. They're not going to be checking on you all the time. They're not going to be, asking if you finished your homework. They tell you to hand it in, and you hand it in, or you don't hand it in. So I think that's the big thing. We expect people to be a little more responsible for themselves, and we expect people to speak up and talk to us as faculty. I think that's something that's a real shift for some people. In high school, people are used to sort of flying under the radar. If I don't get noticed, that's a good thing. I always tell students, if by the second week or third week out on the outside, if I don't know your name, that's a problem, and it's not my problem.